Hey guys, Vince here from Cigar Fumador. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is on seasoning a humidor. If you've just bought a humidor, the first thing that you'll need to do is season it properly before you put any cigars in it. If you have a humidor and you've been using the same humidor for quite some time, it's important to look at the humidity levels and make sure that you do this procedure every few months or on an as-needed basis. If you're from one of the northern climates, such as where I'm from, I'm in Canada, you'll want to perhaps keep an eye on this on a more regular basis and do this perhaps a little bit more frequently. So, very, very simple. Anyone can do this, and I'm going to show you the steps that you need to do to get this done. First thing you're going to need, distilled water. Do not use tap water. That is not good for your humidor. Tap water has a lot of chemicals and it could be very harmful to the Spanish cedar in your humidor. So step number one, distilled water, a couple of bucks at your local grocery store or drugstore. Number two, a clean rag. Make sure that it's a clean rag. You can also use a sponge, but make sure it's a brand new sponge. Do not use used sponges. Third thing is a bowl, and I've put some distilled water in the bowl. Okay, so let's get started. Here's a humidor. I've had this for quite some time. This is a humidor that will hold roughly about 30 to 40, maybe 50 cigars in it, if you really stack them in quite well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cloth, I'm going to dip it into the distilled water, and I'm going to go through and make sure that I've got all of the edges nice and soaked. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to throw a lot of water in here, but even if you did spill some water, it's not a big deal. You can just use the rag just to clean it up. Make sure you get all of the edges. Very important that you get the outside edges. You can see right here that I'm doing the outside edges, and there's a very good reason for that. Number one is that, listen to this. This is not really a tight seal. I can just open it very easily like this. Not a tight seal. But what's going to happen is that once the distilled water soaks into the Spanish cedar, it will expand. And when it expands, and this will take a few days for the water to soak in and so on, the seal should be a little tighter. It should just feel like a little firmer to open, and that is what will make a great seal, and it will keep the humidity in the humidor very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue going through this, and I'll be right back in a moment to show you the end result. So guys, I'm back. I've just spent about the last 5 minutes going through and seasoning this humidor with the distilled water. As you can see, it's almost turned a dark brown, and I also seasoned the basket as well. Now what I do is I put this in, and by the way, when you do season the humidor, make sure that you've got all the cracks and all of the corners and so on. Take your time with this. Spanish cedar loves distilled water. It's going to soak it up. It's going to be so nice for the moisture to get into the wood. It's going to smell great, and it's going to really be great for your cigars. Your cigars are going to love this. So once I'm finished this, the last thing I do is I put a Boveda pack in here. Here is a 69% Boveda pack. It's something that I prefer to use rather than the little sponges that come with these humidors. The sponges that come with it are a florist sponge, not as easy to maintain and to make sure that they provide a consistent humidity. These are fantastic. Your cigars and your humidor should be between 65 and 70% humidity at all times. This makes sure that it will be at 69%. Now, when I do fill this up with cigars, I might put like 2 or 3 or 4 of these packs in there, and that's it. It is a set it and forget it. It's great. And you can tell when it's mushy, you can feel kind of the gel in here. it's still good. And there's actually ways that you can re-season these if you want to get more life out of them. And that's something that I'll do in another video. But these are brand new. They're about $6 each. You can get them at your local cigar shop. You can get them on Amazon. So I throw one of these in. The other thing that I do is I have a little tool that measures the humidity and the temperature. I put that in. Again, this is something that you can buy at your cigar store, on Amazon, and I want to make sure that I'm always looking at the humidity. I put one of these in every humidor that I have, and I want to make sure that the temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So I throw that in, close the box, and leave it for 24 to 48 hours. There are several times where I'll come back and redo this whole procedure again. So this could take up to about a good week to make sure that it is seasoned properly. Be patient. It will, after perhaps 2 or 3 of these, it will become very constant at the humidity level that you want, and then you can throw your cigars in. So that's it for today, folks. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them below. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel. There definitely will be more videos coming. So thank you very much and have a great day.